I mean, that hero's not very
Radiant
good.
team pick.
Earth Spirit.
All right, so they do go one of the, what seems like the few position 4 heroes that's still considered really good.
With the Darkseer pairing for,
Yeah.
at least.
And left on the board. All of that combined. And likely both teams have drafted the same roles, so we're still going to finish off with position 1 and position 2s here.
Pick.
And there's a position 1, the Eternal Envy Sven.
Yep. It's, I think I'm happy to see Sven back in the 1. There's something pretty satisfying at seeing those 1,200, 1,400, 2,000 damage crits coming out, deleting
10
heroes.
seconds remaining.
I like it, and with the Centaur Stampede,
5
they
seconds
solve a lot of
remaining.
Sven's kiting problems at the beginning of fights. Also, people tend to group up to hit the Phoenix Egg, so gives him a couple options to find those counter initiations with a Stormhammer and Cleave.
I would think going back to the Wind Ranger pick might not be bad now again for
Radiant
J.Storm.
team ban.
Timber saw.
Oh, okay. That's 3 strength heroes. So,
Probably a Moo Timbersaw.
you thinking Moo this time?
I mean, they want to land it against the Centaur, right?
I suppose. It seems like, again, also just a really good hero against Sven in general, so
10 seconds
there's
remaining.
that throughout the game.
5 seconds
I just feel like if
remaining.
you're committing a position 1 Moo Timbersaw, Bryle doesn't scream like a player that plays a lot of these, carry mid heroes. Seems more
They
flashy.
could always just give him a Medusa. Position 1 Medusa, pretty good against Sven.
Dire
And they
team
just,
ban.
there's a little bit of that showmanship in Dota where you just want to show the other team, look at what we can do.
I suppose. I'm definitely leaning towards Bryle Timbersaw. And even they are banning the Slark, which definitely would have been another good option. In this game.
Venge plus
10
Dusa
seconds
is
remaining.
pretty good also. Just saying.
5
Sven plus
seconds
Dusa?
remaining.
You think Dusa for
Venge.
team? Oh, Venge. Oh, Venge. Yeah,
Venge
okay.
plus Dusa.
Venge.
Dire
Vengeful.
team pick.
They ban the OD. It's definitely a good ban.
Troll. Still there for J.Storm. Whirling Axis could be annoying. Potentially man up.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds
Weaver?
remaining.
For J.Storm? The move.
I mean, I think it's either the Terrorblade or the Medusa. Yeah, there it is. Boom.
Got it. All right.
It's definitely really good against Sven at all stages of the game. It means that Moo will be able to play the Timbersaw this time.
Yeah, they banned OD as well, so that was even more telling.
10 seconds remaining.
Invoker, team. I don't know if Gunnar plays Invoker.
5 seconds
But
remaining.
honestly, EMP is really good here. The control would be nice.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's pretty greedy with the Phoenix, Sven, and Invoker. It's a lot of farm-intensive heroes, but it certainly has its value in this game.
What is it, team? Tournament lives on the line.
Monkey King.
Choose your hero.
It's a Monkey King. Interesting choice into a Timbersaw.
It's a Gunner comfort hero.
Gets a Diffusal. He could definitely do some damage to Medusa. With the Wukongs.
It is a lot of melee cores into a Timbersaw Medusa, however. I definitely like the idea of that Invoker, but we'll see whether Team King... And they also picked the Monkey King into Avenge. And an Earth Spirit who can kick him out of the ring. Interesting. All right.
Yeah, it's as you're continuing to go on there. I'm not sold on this Monkey King, really. It has its issues.
Comfort in a decider match
is good.
Team up, go with that.
We saw complexity yesterday with that, with the limp on the tiny, and that proved to work out. But man, this is not a great looking Sven or Monkey King game against these cores. So lean towards J.Storm with the draft, but who knows? That's only one part of it. So yeah, it is going to be Moo on the Timbersaw. You called it in the final couple there. Brile playing Medusa. Any reason why they would swap that up? Timbersaw in the mid lane? Or they could just have Medusa mid do just fine.
No, it'll just be a mid Medusa. Like I said, the thing about the Timbersaw pick is that they want to make sure that he's up against. I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter. He can go up against the Sven or the Centaur. He's going to have a good lane in the side lane.
Game 3. The winner of this will play the winner of the Zelato Forward Gaming Series, which is also in a Game 3. Currently just getting started over there. So this should line up pretty well, and of course the series will follow once these ones finish up here on this very stream. We're going to find out which team will join Complexity as well as Evil Geniuses to represent the North American region at the Major. Going to Disneyland.
Going to Disneyland.
Still weird to say. Who will be the Cinderella story, huh?
Oh my god, there's going to be so many of those, you know.
I figured it out myself. My joke.
Well, that means that they should just hire you to work the event. That'd be pretty nice.
Wouldn't mind that, yeah. Wouldn't mind that. All right, 4 heroes down here for J.Storm. Currently, Vengeful is the only, or Darkseer more so, is the only one in the area, showing at least. But
to battle.
So Bane and Sven, we'll see if they get caught here, peeking out a little too much. Medusa's actually heading back to the mid, so she will not be involved. It's got that interesting back piece on this Medusa.
Yeah, it's just I can't use cosmetics. I'm so used to just seeing like the Dota Plus one. Or the Scotty themed one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Magic Missile. They're going to catch Sven. There's the roll to follow. So they're definitely getting the bounty rune. Can they kill Eternal Envy? Double Ion Shells up. Staying close enough. Sven's a little too fast. So he'll live. But again, the bounty rune, what are we looking at? It was a 2 for 2. Bane actually went and got their bounty rune. So good heads up from IX Mike. Are they going to be the Ion Shell?
Yep.
Yeah.
They've already gotten Envy relatively low, so they're going to capitalize on his somewhat lower regen. Picks up the Quelling Blade, knowing he's going to have to last it under tower. And Eternal Svenvi going to do his best here in the bottom lane.
Vengeful, attempting to harass the best that she can at this top. And attack range, though, not that great. Only 400. So not considered a great lane harasser as far as the support role goes.
Yeah, also Moo going for Timber Chain at level 1. That's really interesting.
I wonder if he needed it to like get away initially. Did we just miss that? But yeah, that usually isn't something to you see leveled up at level 1. True. So he's not really able to get the most comfortable CS yet. Has to use it there.
Yeah, he's just using it to CS.
Bottom lane. Again, the Ion Shell cut continues. And they're going to roll in on IX Mike.
Oh, Nushim getting very low.
Middle tower is under attack.
He's going to get shot.
There will be first blood top lane back to the bottom lane. IX Mike, see going out. Warcry coming out from Eternal Envy. Now a turn kill chance as they take out Fear. Brile went down middle lane during that.
What is going on?
All 3 lanes, guys. I know my camera work sometimes been a little rough, but I feel like I did a good job there. No, but that was, yeah, that's the crazy one. Monkey King solo kill on a Medusa. Well played by Gunnar. Looks like he died at the tower, too. Medusa did.
Yeah, I mean, Monkey King definitely has a massive, massive movement speed advantage. You can see he's got the Orb of Venom to really punish this Medusa's slow movement speed. 279 without boots. Not very good.
Ike's Mike, he might be dead here. Well, he's got the mana for the brain set, but the mango, but it might not even matter. In fact, it definitely won't. Fear just simply keeps running at him. Orb of Venom good for that.
Not so fast.
Secures the kill. So ties it up at 2 apiece. Well, during this, Sven is doing his farm. So that's the good news. For Team at least. All right, Moo's feeling a little more comfortable at the top lane now. He's got level 2 reactive armor here to work with. So yeah, CS is jumping up.
Yeah, this lane's going to get pretty hard for Team. Oh, they killed for Rev.
Yeah, he's in the jungle here.
Having a very good start.
Rotated over and got the kill with the Bane assistance.
Perfect location.
There's Spirit, he's just rolling away. Had Bane coming over. So having to get out of there before any catch happens. But Darkseer's now back, so again in one of those cases, you know, perhaps it's not great to give a kill to the other carry, but now he's back with full life, full mana, has a soul ring. He's feeling comfortable once again.
Yep. Absolutely.
Our Spirit's hiding. Thinks he is, but IX Mike will find him, and more so, did they find IX Mike? Another Warcry coming out, the Brain Sap into the sleep. Earth Spirit's just going to let us stay on Darkseer. Probably not going to get the kill anyways. So Mike's playing this pretty well, it feels like. As mid lane, Jingu, 4 stacks. Mischief is not going to dodge. Got hit by the Magic Missile, turns with the Q, though, of the Boundless Strike. It's not enough damage, however. Does heal him up, though.
Yeah, Monkey King doing very well in this mid lane, though, against the Medusa with 9 denies. A couple extra waves of CS to his name. And the early game going quite well for Team, actually. They just are cutting the wave, not even laning against the Timbersaw. And so Brax is actually having a pretty good start, too.
Middle lane, Medusa. Fire Spirits, it is enough. Newsham, credit for the kill there. The Fire Spirits connecting, and Gunnar with a tip on top of that, trying to rub the salt in the wounds right there.
Yeah, Jesus. Newsham already level 4 at 4.5 minutes. Putting out way too much damage with those Fire Spirits.
Sleep over to Earth Spirit. Stun on a Darkseer. The 5-minute rune's coming in. You see Newsham, speaking of being level 4, can try to assist the Sunray. But unable to make any kills happen from it. Ends up being the 2-for-2 bounty rune once again. That's Brax. He's up top. He's pulling the creep wave here. He's got the double stout shield. He's just taking the creep wave. He's his own Timbersaw.
Yeah, this is perfect for Brax. He absolutely does not want to lean against the Timbersaw, so he's not going to.
Smart. Also not using his double edge to farm. He's just simply auto-attacking down every creep and letting his aura do work to retaliate. As far as the plus damage goes, so
Dire's top tower is
somewhat
under
efficient
attack.
there. Doesn't want to waste life if he
Radiant's
doesn't have
middle
to.
tower is under attack.
Yeah, at least not until he has a Ring of Regen or something to sustain himself, but he's even pulling the wave over to the creep camp and getting double the farm.
IX Mike bottom lane. Going in a little too deep this time as Vengeful shows up, but again with the Warcry, Eternal Envy, he's going for the turn. He's got God Strength active, so yeah, he's already level 6. And it is going to save the Bane. As Brown in the mid lane. Fire Spirits again going up. They're diving in at the tier 2 tower. March coming. All they can do is wave a terror. There isn't a mana for a magic missile. Even so, seems like it was going to be too late. Medusa dead for, that's the 3rd time. Yeah, 0-3-0. Gunnar is fantastic right now. Team. A 3,000 net worth lead at 6.5 minutes.
Illusion.
And apparently Brax just got picked off. Okay.
Finally punished his insolence.
Dire's
Playing
top
behind the
tower is
tower.
under
Moose
attack.
says, at some point you have to fight me. That's why I picked this hero, so I'm going to force the issue.
Can they, I mean, what are they going to do here? Because clearly this Medusa is having trouble. Like, she just have to start jungling?
Yep. Just to continue jungling, but Newsham has already placed this ward, so he's going to keep tabs on this. Phoenix has been putting in a lot of work as a roamer. Not something you normally hear. But level 5 already. That's a really big deal on a 4 Phoenix.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Gonna make their way to the top as they pop a shrine. Yeah, Bane, he's gonna run right into a trap though. I feel like we see that like once a game at least.
Yeah.
With Bane specifically, it doesn't matter who's playing it.
It's good though. It gives information to Envy, which means that he shouldn't get caught out here. And he won't.
He's not. No stopper. After the roll's used, he knows they don't have anything, so
Radiant's
simply
middle
TP's
tower
away.
is under attack.
And he actually TP'd to the top lane where he's going to assist with the
Dire's
push up
top
here.
tower is under attack.
Team's playing very fluid right
Dire's
now.
structures
This is,
are
I gotta say, probably some of the best we've seen of them over these last couple of days. And what a time to be playing very well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's the mid Monkey King,
Radiant's bottom
as
tower
we
is under
noticed,
attack.
is definitely quite good against
Dire's
Deuce in the
top
lane because of
tower
that
is under
movement speed
attack.
discrepancy. The fact that he can just outlast it her. So Bryle is going to be relegated into catch-up mode.
Dire's top tower.
We saw what
is
Envy
fallen.
was able to do with a lot of space,
We
so
must
it's going to
discuss
be up to Bryle to really
conservation.
come back into this game. This Envy is topping
Radiant's
the CS
bottom
charts.
tower is under attack.
New Shot might be in trouble here, though. He definitely is. Rolling Death will cut him down, so 3 heroes coming together to at least take him out. But go back to Eternal Envy. He's going to pop God Strength, and he's pushing this top
Dire's
tier too.
tower is under
That's
attack.
Timbersaw TPing in. They also have a Vengeful nearby. Timbersaw, they're going to man up. Level 4 reactive armor definitely help. He's got some stick charges as
Oh,
well.
so
He
strong.
gets away. The Stampede forward. Vengeful doing what he can. No more Magic Missile, though. However, Moo is going to
Envy.
survive, and Envy just went too deep for it. Yeah, the level 4 reactive armor, man. You sometimes just want to go a little too hard. And it'll catch you off guard.
We got some nice all chat voice lines going on.
That's a long one, jeez. Good turn. Just as we're praising the Sven and how well he's been doing this game. Going too deep right
Radiant's
there.
bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, that's Timbersaw in his element, with 3 heroes all hitting him in melee range. It's exactly what he wants to have happen.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Darkseer continues to farm with the Iron Shell throwing up on Earth Spirit over here. Is looking to finish that Helm of the Dominator soon. Monkey King, though, what is he making use of this farm? It is going to be the Diffusal route, which can great against the Medusa. And even against Timbersaw, too. It actually is really good against both cores.
Yep.
So Monkey King set up to have a good laning phase, and right now, that's going to translate very nicely into the game evolving, it seems like, as the 10-minute bounty runes spawn. And we'll have a 2-for-2 trade once again.
Yeah, the one thing about the Diffusal first is that he is pretty squishy, so he's going to have to be fairly selective with his fights or just farm for a bit until he has the BKB
Dire's
on top of that.
tower is under attack.
Interesting here. Moo's actually thinking about going right into the Holy Locket. We saw last game it was more of the Yules,
Radiant's
at
middle
least I
tower
think,
is under
before we
attack.
saw it. Something else even too, maybe. But either way, it's going to be essentially
Dire's
first
top
item
tower is under attack.
Holy Locket on this Timbersaw.
Radiant structures are
Yep, and so far no Spirit Vessel
Radiant's bottom tower is under
being
attack.
rushed currently by Team. It will be a Phoenix item eventually, but he's still a bit away
Radiant's
from even
bottom
the
tower
urn
has
being
fallen.
completed.
Needs to get level 10.
Yep, GPM talent.
And Gunner's going to have a very quick Diffusal Blade in this game. Speaking of Urn, Earth Spirit just picked up his on the side of J.Storm, so Fear's got that good to go now. Timbersaw is actually competing with that top farm in the game at this point. Sven, though, is still leading the way, has the Echo Saber
Radiant's
almost
bottom
finished.
tower is under attack.
Just needing the robe with the Magi. Vanguard choice on Centaur. He's going to go Vanguard into a Blink Dagger, it looks like. Setting up for an eventual Crimson Guard, I'm sure.
Yeah, helps to deal with the Medusa later on in the game. Blink,
Dire's
pretty
middle
mandatory
tower
for them to
is
take
under
team
attack.
fights in this early stages, which is definitely what they want to do. They have this early advantage. Monkey King on a snowball. They want more kills.
Yeah, you do see Medusa, though, on the net worth chart. 6th in the game right now currently for J.Storm. Definitely need to get her, continue to recover as she does sit in her jungle. Obviously, being on the dire side too, does have this triangle over
Dire's
here.
top tower is under attack.
Now she can stack and farm, or
Radiant's
teammates can do
middle
that for her.
tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
The mid tier 1, Timbersaw is just pushing it by him. Well, not really by himself. He does have teammates nearby.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Very confident with it though. So Team for now is not really showing that they want to defend it.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, pretty split. They definitely want to get this blink
structures
dagger on
are
Brax.
fortified.
He's gonna have enough
Dire's top
gold
tower
for it
is
after
under
this
attack.
tower, but they're gonna lose mid tier 1 in exchange.
TP in from Monkey King, but there's the tower kill.
Radiant's middle tower has
So
fallen.
Monkey
Fusion
King,
blade is complete. Oh,
he's gonna get swapped. He's in trouble. Magic missile hits, the follow over the rolling boulder, and the cut through with Timbersaw. Magnetize apply. Can they chase him down to the end? Gunnar, he's being healed up by the Sunray. That'll help keep him alive for the time being, but that tick of the Magnetize gets a refreshment, and Gunnar is gonna fall. Timbersaw running after with a surge, but they got the job done. Monkey King going too aggressive. Thought he was fine.
Radiant's
He wasn't.
middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, he's just too squishy with that diffusal blade. He has no stats really, just damage. And Vengeful Spirit is very good at finding Monkey King.
In stone.
And they're going to catch Bane, trying to at least. Sleep up on Earth Spirit. Timbersaw's still going to run in though. He's got another surge, just going to shock him in the face and run back. Going for the tower now. This is what was a slow, methodical tier 1 tower push is now turning into a couple of hero kills as well as now a tier 2 possibly.
Yeah, this is just Timbersaw things, and Moo, one of the best Timbersaws, knows exactly how far to push his limits on this hero. It looks like he has the locket complete.
And the greatest thing about this for J.Storm is that it spots so much room for Bryle. He does farm that triangle over here.
Dire's bottom
He
tower
TPs to the
is
top
under
lane, which is
attack.
being pushed into tier 3. He's going to push out the lane, so he's got a Yasha now, and already has the Manta queued up. A smoke play, meanwhile, between Earth Spirit and Vengeful.
Haste.
As they pick up a haste rune. Trying
And
to
they're
figure
going to
out.
go for Envy. He just TP'd from the bottom lane to the bottom shrine, and he is fully under ward vision.
Oh no, he just popped Godstring 2. There's a swap in. He got his war cry out, but it's going to wear off there.
He's very tanky, but here comes Moo.
Yeah, the help is a little late. Although Monkey King joins in, Boundless Strike hits. Wukong's going down, and Sven runs back into it. Smart play. As the Fiend's Grip is locking on Earth Spirit throughout this. Supernova also used in that, so they used a lot to save Sven. They do. Only get the one turn kill, though. As Moo will be fine as he gets inhibited there. But yeah, I mean, they essentially used everything. I guess outside of Stampede. They still have that. Not needed, though.
He used
Dire's middle tower
Yep.
is under attack.
but, you know, it's worth it. You really don't want to lose the Sven there.
treasures.
He's got to
Radiant's
continue to
top tower
farm.
is under attack.
Needs quite a few items before he's going to be able to deal with this Timbersaw and start taking these fights. And Medusa is starting to catch up. Still, Monkey King is ahead, and as Centaur
Dire's
is as
bottom
well.
tower is under
They're
attack.
going to transition to tier 1 tower push bottom.
Darkseer running on by. Monkey King jumps on top now. He's at the tier 1 tower, though, so a little risky. And Timbersaw cutting the trees. Again, this Dire team does have plenty of ways to deal with the trees. Timbersaw, one of the best at them, of course. So Monkey King will have to continue to be careful
Radiant's
about
top
that.
tower
At least
is
he gets
under
away
attack.
there. And he's going to TP to the top lane. How is that Holy Locket looking? He has it. Timbersaw's got the Holy Locket, and now he queues up the Bloodstone, so he's going to go right into the Bloodstone this time.
Brax and Nushim are in trees, but just gonna TP out.
Gonna retreat. You see a vacuum used for, I thought he might have had a chance to catch somebody. Doesn't do that though. How is that Urn looking? Urn on Phoenix, 970 gold for the Spirit Vessel, so it's coming.
He'll have that pretty soon, and Moo not going for anything defensive so far. So
Radiant's
it
bottom
will be pretty
tower is
effective
under
once he
attack.
does pick it up.
Yeah, you would think if anything, seeing the Urn, and again, being a Phoenix, just an item that you'd expect to see a Spirit Vessel on, that might cue him to build a Yules at least, but for now he's still sitting with the Bloodstone queued up.
Radiant's bottom tower is
As they're
under
going to push a
attack.
tier 2 bottom lane. Sven, though, continues that manly farm elsewhere and top farm on his
Dire's
team.
middle
I
tower
think he
is
blocked the
under
Ancients
attack.
here, unfortunately.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
He'll
attack.
go and take out the jungle camps.
Dire's middle tower has
BKB
fallen.
is basically complete, though. So he'll be a lot more active in these fights.
And you got the Crimson Guard finished on
Radiant's bottom
Centaur. So
tower
especially
is
with
under attack.
Medusa still trying to recover and
Radiant's
farm.
bottom tower has fallen.
Definitely wouldn't mind seeing Team force the issue here and push objectives. And again, very similar to last game. They love this top side of the map. Because you look at the bottom tier 1 is still up, and last game it was up for at least 30 minutes, I want to say.
Yep. That's just the standard way that Dota kind of evolves throughout the course of the game, is just this vertical split of the map. The tier 1 bottom is so much harder to take than the top side. Even harder to take than the top tier 2, to be honest, because there's so many access points for the team J.Storm to reinforce that position.
Very deep ward placed by Team. They spotted Timbersaw in the area, but choosing not to make a play on it. As he just continues to farm throughout his jungle. There's a defensive ward placed by J.Storm meanwhile. Medusa, by the way, a little bit of a switch up. She actually goes the Dragonlance, and now she's queuing up the Hurricane Pike. So a tool that'll help kite the Sven. And yeah, Manta in that sense did seem maybe a little odd of a choice. So wants the wants the kite tool, and also good against Monkey King for that matter.
Yep.
So the Man of Steel talent picked up as well. Yeah, you'd mentioned that with the draft. I mean, this is the Wukong command for Monkey King. He is going to have to be careful with the placement as well, because the idea that he could be forced out of his own Wukongs and thus deactivated is very real here.
Yep. He's closing in on that BKB, though, so that'll nullify a lot of that outside of the Venge swap. Potentially, speaking of which, is March. He's still a ways away from being level 12, so Venge swap is kind of a non-factor for now.
Okay, Eternal Envy just ran all the way up here to kill a Catapult. Now he's taking some damage. The wall thrown down as well, but J.Storm's pursuing. They want to keep going. Gossard, he's going after Timbersaw. It's a tough target. Okay, he's going to try to do some damage. Wukong is going to be canceled by Gunnar. Not the best placement for it. The Spirit Vessel is doing the work. Moo, can he get out of this? Inhibit slow, and yes, Ben's able to follow it up with an Echo Saber auto attack. Here comes Medusa now, though. Stone Gaze popped, and that means it's retreat time for Team. They'll do exactly that, but Eternal Envy says, let's retreat. I want to go back in, baby. The Stone Gaze is ward off. Timbersaw buys back. Fiend's Grip blocking out. Vengeful Spirit off to the side. The Supernova is activated in the midst of this as well. That's going to be a free Supernova going off 100%. Vengeful goes down, and Earth Spirit's definitely going to explode on top of that. Medusa is alive as she goes back to the shrine to stay alive for the time being. Eternal Envy going for the TP play. That's all they can do. The Timber Chain doesn't connect. And so Moo cannot get the kill. Oh, if that connects, that's absolutely a kill, but unable to hit. Sven makes it out. Monkey King did die. Bane, he's probably going to follow suit. Although, the TP, never mind. He's out.
Mike is playing very well in this game. He got off a nice grip on the Earth Spirit, allowing them to kill off Fear. Venge, of course, died, and that initial Spirit Vessel charge onto Moo allowed them to take down the Timbersaw that one time. Gunnar definitely needs to take priority on getting this BKB. Otherwise, he's going to continue to suffer that same fate.
Sharpen the blades.
Now you see Sven and what he's able to do this game if he can sit on top of you, of course. And even with the Timbersaw, I was a little skeptical with him beelining for the Timbersaw right there. But again, with the Spirit Vessel applied, it does most certainly give you a good shot at taking him out.
Yep, and without the Timbersaw, they basically have no damage on the side of J.Storm at the moment. So if they can get that Spirit Vessel onto him, we'll see Moo. He's still going to finish off that Bloodstone. Or is he actually? No, he's going for a Lotus Orb. So he's prioritizing having something to take off that. Also gives him a bunch of armor to survive against Sven. Good adaptation by Moo.
Up at the top lane, Braille, he was hunting the Monkey King. You saw him there. Obviously not much that he can do himself other than the Quelling Blade he currently has. But Gunnar is able to hop on out. He'll be good. Sven with a Chrysalis. Pretty standard stuff we've been seeing out of these core Svens. No Blink Dagger. Something else you could throw in there as well, of course, but having the trust in the team, being able to keep things in place, and, you know, with the lineup, it does make sense. You have Centaur, you have a Bane. Keep things nearby with Inhibit Slow from the Diffusal Blade, so they have a lot of ways to try to keep things near the Sven.
Yep, I think that he will pick a Blink after the Daedalus, but really prioritizing having that burst. They need to continue to be able to kill this Timbersaw, so he's just trying to keep ahead of the curve by going for that damage.
Smoke us 4. They scan Roshan, does J.Storm. Not happening, though. Sven, the one not smoked on the Radiant side. Gunnar, he is going to be spotted here. Vengeful. Goes out the wave. That Gunnar, it's almost like he's thinking about jumping in there. That could have been dangerous. Bryle. Nice Mystic Snake actually going out, bouncing around. And Envy's in trouble. He's going to be swapped out. Stampede, possibly could be. He has to fight this Pop Gods during the March. He gets cut down. Up here, they're pinging out Medusa, but she's still on the uphill. Forev, can he make his way out? 4 staff assistance. He will get out of here. So it's just the kill on Vengeful. I mean, they force the BKB and everything on Sven at least. They lose the Vengeful, though.
Yeah, that's just kind of Sven things, though. It's like pretty much every game where anytime you want to go for a kill, you have to use God's Strength and your BKB, and you just kind of accept that.
There's the Lotus Orb finished on Timbersaw. So it does have the response now to the Spirit Vessel. Medusa queuing up the Eye of Scotty. 3,000 gold currently saved up. Are they going to jump this? They're thinking about it. Got a blink on Centaur. Not the case, though. Both teams in the area of Roshan. Wouldn't mind getting it done. It's Gunnar's going to scout Medusa running up here.
A little aggressive positioning by Bryle there, but you know, without the BKB, or without the God Strength at the very least, they're pretty confident.
Gunnar is going so deep for this Vengeful by himself. He's going to pop a BKB for it as well. Earthspirit does end up getting cut off with the Centaur. Here goes the Wukong's being thrown down. Bra holding his ground, but with the Diffusal Blade, he has to get out. Hurricane Pike away, and the Stone Gaze use. These Muck Kings in place, but Bryle definitely thinking about running as he gets a surge. There he jumps out of the Wukongs, not doing much at this point. Prom will spring forward, and March, a couple of auto attacks later, goes down. Medusa's caught as well by the Centaur Stomp, and Medusa on the wall's not going to save here. The Stampede to chase, and Darkseer now needs to jet on out of here, although the Boundless Strike connects, so the surge wearing off in a second. Inhibit slow. Forev is in trouble. Another surge in 2 seconds. Sven, can he get close enough? No, he cannot. And so Darkseer will survive, but hell of a fight again for Team. Again, Gunnar playing very aggressive there, but he had the backup nearby.
That was an awesome play by Team, actually. Mike, he slept the Timbersaw on the backside here, and then the entire rest of his team just runs past the Timbersaw, knowing that Mu is all of the damage for J.Storm right now. He completely ignores him. Then he grips him in the back lines, and Team's able to take a fight without Timbersaw being able to be involved at all.
Yep, that's what Bane can do. He can lock somebody out of the fight for 20 seconds, it feels like, if that's what you're asking for. So no doubt a very good use of his abilities. And that's going to set up an easy Roshan as well. That's an Aegis for Sven. Team, 11,000 net worth lead here in game number 3. Feeling extra nice about their chances, no doubt. That Sven is a beast, 15,000 net worth. He's going to cut down this Wildwing Ripper down here. That was split pushing. Gold. Yeah, why not? We'll take it.
What is he going to go for next is the question. That Scotty will cause him problems in the later fights, so I wonder if he picks up, and we have seen him go. Okay, so AC, definitely a good choice, and then I wonder if he's going to go for the Butterfly after to replace the Echo Saber.
Yeah, we've talked about that before. Butterfly on this hero actually is really good, despite being a strength focused. Just everything else it provides makes sense for him. So Medusa still trying to finish that Eye of Scotty. Needs the one more orb. And I'll have that taken care of, but Timbersaw still working on that Bloodstone. It's going to be a very...
I also love this. Gunnar, he's going for a much later Echo Saber, it looks like, if he does complete this. just going for all of that utility, all of the slow, knowing that Sven is so far ahead right now that he's going to be all of the damage they need to win
Radiant
these fights.
structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Wow. Got an update on the other game as well. Zalato's winning earlier on against Forward. It's only 15 minutes in, but
Dire's bottom
they do
tower
have about
A hell of a final, Breaky.
3,000 net worth lead. Yeah, I don't want to jinx it or set anything up. I mean, it's still games to play in both of these series, but the possibility is definitely there. Wouldn't that be something? See, team trying to find their jump chance, but again, Sven doesn't have that really initiation tool, so can't get anything out of it.
They need to catch these creep waves. They want to actually push.
Darkseer's got plenty of utility for his team. Guardian Greaves around the corner too.
Second Lotus Orb queued up for him. Yeah, everybody itemizing towards a little bit of armor. If they can, Vlad's will be the next item for Fear as well.
Middle lane.
Damage.
Monkey King, he's got the vision. Are they going to jump? They are. Centaur finds the opening on a Timbersaw. He purges off the Spirit Vessel, so moves to top goal. Oh my god, Monkey King just melted there. On top of the chakra, got beat down. The beat can be activated by Eternal Envy with the Stone Gaze. They got frozen up initially. They still want to chase though. Fiend's Grip locking down somebody over here, but it's not going to be nearly enough. The swap play from Vengeful, and Sven's being kited. Sven's being heavily kited right now. He does have the double damage though. Bryle with the mana. It's gone. Oh my god, those cleave hits. Just so much damage with the Daedalus. One big chunk is all that was needed. Vengeful does go down over here, and it's just Earth Spirit, the Soul Survivor. He does get the pick off onto the Phoenix, actually. So Fear doing some work there with the Magnetize, but it's Sven and Centaur still alive for Team. I mean, the kite was strong by J.Storm, but the fact they blew up Monkey King in the beginning was a sign of life for sure, but it still didn't matter.
Yeah, Gunner, he was placing the Wukong's command, got it down, but had his tree cut at the exact same time, didn't BKB. So he just melted.
Dire's middle
But
tower
like we were
is under
saying,
attack.
Envy is more than
Dire's
enough
bottom
damage to win
tower
these team
has
fights by
fallen.
himself at the moment.
Well, Moo got no help from his team in terms of staying, or not Moo, but Bryle got no help from his team in terms of staying alive against Sven. Sven just beelined for him and
Dire's
continued to run
middle
after
tower
him.
has
So
fallen.
he had the reign to do so, and they were distracted in kind of another fight themselves. And in that 1 versus 1, Sven's definitely winning that battle, especially with the Stone Gaze down. So the
Yeah,
big
the
chunk.
double damage. I mean, it's a little scary. What can you really do as this? To be honest, you're just getting 1 or 2 shot by Sven.
Somebody slept. That would be Medusa. Mike,
God
he's
strength is up. They're running over.
Monkey King's in the area. In the middle lane, they caught Vengeful, it looks like. Meanwhile, Medusa, the Wukong's down. The mana's going away. She gets Hurricane Pike off. She's going to be fine. Gunner runs out. Kind of has to at this point. And they get the stun on Medusa. The vacuum up on the cliff right here. Sven cannot get down right now. He needs some help, assistance. They do get the kill on Medusa, though, so he doesn't even matter. They get 2 kills out of it still, and the rest running away for J.Storm. So a hell of an attempt there from Forev, but it didn't matter in the long run.
Yeah, back-to-back deaths on this Medusa. Bryle falling farther and farther behind. Brax is actually the second most farmed hero in this game. He's playing insane in this series.
Absolutely. Sven, 20,000 net worth lead, though. 7K higher than the Medusa on the other side. And he's going right for the Tier 3 tower. The Aegis being reclaimed, we heard right there, but he's got a full
Dire's
Assault
top
Cuirass
tower
now.
has fallen.
Holy crap.
Man, look at that solar crest on him, too. Brax
Dire's
prioritizing that
top
item yet
barracks are
again.
under attack.
Do they go middle?
Dire's top barracks has
Medusa's
fallen.
up in 15, not going to risk it. They have a 22,000 net worth lead. Let's go for Shrines. I'm sure that's what they're thinking right now on Team side, and let's just play it somewhat safe here. So on paper, it
Dire's
seemed
top
like it was going to be
shrine
a
is under
bit of a
attack.
troublesome matchup throughout the later game, but I suppose when your Sven just gets insane momentum and
Dire's
snowball,
top shrine
it's
has
not going to
fallen.
matter the fact that you're up against a Medusa and a Timbersaw. Both are definitely under-farmed in comparison.
Yeah, this Timbersaw is doing nothing this game. You know, it is a Moose staple, but he just got caught those couple early times without a defensive item for the Spirit Vessel, and it's such a momentum-based hero.
Return to your unquiet
Envy on the
grave,
hunt.
spirit.
Yeah, they found Vengeful. They, meaning Gunnar, gets a solo kill. He did use the BKB to make it happen, but still.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
As Sven's going to TP to the top lane and continue pushing up there, I suppose. Not sure why he TP. Oh, I guess the haste rune. There we go. He's going to pick that up.
Bottom shrine has fallen.
He queues up at S and Y as well. That'd be a much later S and Y, but you know, just for the status resistance and help kind of complete where he's at right now, I suppose.
Yeah, move speed, attack speed, all that good stuff. He's a believer in the stats-based approach to Dota. Says, I don't need a blink dagger.
Yeah, Centaur BKB queued up. Really doesn't even feel like it's needed though at this point. Sven's almost 25 as well.
Yep.
He needs one more creep.
She was on Nusham as well. Almost level 20 himself.
He's getting the 40 god strength, right? On Sven. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of damage.
It's so much HP and damage. You know, the stun duration is ridiculous if you take that talent, but when you've got the data lists, when you've got all of the damage items, you're going to go for the god strength for sure.
Well, J.Storm wouldn't expect any kind of concede by any means. With one that's on the line and being game 3, this is it, but 25,000 net worth deficit. It's hard to see an outcome that has them coming out on top, and it's 98-2 in favor of Team according to Dota Plus, and definitely very believable with how this game is looking right now. And they're just choking them out at this point. Not much farm to go around for J.Storm. It's just a matter of when is the time for Team. I suppose a second Roshan would be the mark.
Yeah, they're gonna be really methodical about this. They have absolutely no reason to force it. J.Storm is completely relegated to their base. This Medusa is so far behind where she wants to be at this point, and there's absolutely no reason to even risk throwing this game at this point.
I will be the last thing you never see.
Smoke play to the top lane.
Yeah. They're just running out and trying to get some kind of farm, maybe catch somebody by themselves, but Eternal Envy, he's going to find Darkseer. Oh my god.
I told you, I was happy to defend because that right there is one of the most fun things in Dota.
Yeah, he just 3-shot a decently farmed Darkseer with Guardian Greaves, Helmet of Dominator. I mean, yeah, that's insane.
And right into the pit.
They're not stopping you in the pit. This is going to be a free Roshan kill. That's Aegis.
That is interesting. He finished the S and Y.
Okay. Yeah, so he's going to need to replace something. I mean, he could just get a Moonshard.
Yeah, he might go Moonshard Travel, something like that. But yeah, with the Echo Saber in his backpack, he's going to lose a decent amount of burst early on, but still has the Assault Cuirass and the Treads and the S and Y to take care of that.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll just wait to pop God Strength anyways until after the Aegis, if it's even needed.
And Moonshard is queued up.
He's going to push out the bottom lane. So doing a good job of the lane control. And there's always Monkey King, too, to keep looking at as he got his own Echo Saber I mentioned earlier. He's 10,000 net worth behind this Sven. But he's still farming pretty well. I was expecting more items on him, but yeah, I guess that makes sense. Sven is just so farmed.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's got that 90% cleave. He takes out these waves in 1 or 2 shots at this point in the game.
To good use.
So he's just running around clearing the map. 31k net worth lead.
Looks like Forward has overtaken the lead in their game. About 25 minutes in, it's now about a 3,000 net worth lead for Forward Gaming. So again, keeping an eye on that one. Timbersaw top lane. Bean script, locked down.
He dead.
He dead. Good way to put it. He has a buyback. Darkseer does not, who also got caught.
Dire's bottom tower
Timbersaw finally uses the buyback. They do catch Medusa, though. Swap play immediately from March, and there was a Vengeful there. I swear. The Stone Gaze. Retreat time for Team.
It's still up for a couple more seconds.
He's going in, hits the stun, gonna get a couple auto attacks on Medusa at half-life to a one auto attack. The Cleave's continuing to hit, and Brawl just has to man up. Not much more choice. 80 seconds is out for. I think we're gonna be seeing it here. Team trying to do it to complete the mission of getting to the finals at least of these qualifiers, one step closer to the major.
has fallen.
As they're going to clear up the middle set of racks. And J.Storm doesn't want it to be, of course, but let the party horns reign. GG's called. It is official. Team going to the finals as they're going to wait to play the winner of the Forward Zolotl series. And then that's where a spot to the major will be on the line. Well played.
Absolutely. They definitely came together in these last two games, and definitely putting a lot of focus on empowering Envy to play that hard carry role, which, you know, he came up in the scene being considered one of the better carries in that role, you know. So I'm happy to see a little bit of a shakeup in the NA region as far as who's qualifying for this major. It still could be Forward, of course. But this has definitely been a slightly different qualifier, and, you know, nothing against J.Storm, of course. I'd love to see them also qualify through the minor at this point, but it's always nice to see it. A little bit of variety coming out in the Dota scene.
Yeah. Whew. Team moving on. I heard my shards being given to me after that victory right there, so thank you. Don't mind that. No, but big congratulations to them, and yeah, it's, like you said, empowering Eternal Envy. Definitely could be a good strategy as they made it work right there. So J.Storm, this will be the first major that they are not going to attend, at least yet. Again, there is still the minor qualifiers. And not only do you got to qualify for the minor, but then if you happen to win the minor, then, of course, you go to the major. So there's still technically a chance for J.Storm, but that road just got plenty tougher. No doubt. So we'll see how they do in those minor qualifiers, which I believe they do start tomorrow, if not mistaken, later tomorrow night. And they got that to look forward to. But Team has another series to look forward to, as once again they play the winner of Forward Gaming versus Zolotl. And I have the track Dota up on the right-hand side as well, so I'm keeping an eye on it. And at least you can see it also in game right here. It looks like it's a lead for Forward Gaming right now. It is being streamed on Beyond the Summit 2, so you guys can head over to that stream if you'd like to check it out in action. But once that one finishes, we're going to cast Team versus the winner of that series with, once again, that major spot on the line. So definitely looking forward to that. Enjoy watching the rest of that game. We'll be keeping an eye on it as ourselves, but we are going to go to our own break and set up for that final series. So once again, guys, I was BreakyCPK, joined by Elevated. Stay tuned. We have game one of our following series will be coming up in just a little bit.